Hi. So I wanted to talk a little bit about withdrawals and what they really feel like. I have had to withdraw from hard drugs and alcohol, and they're different. So I'm going to start with alcohol. If you are a very heavy everyday drinker, your best bet is to go to detox because you will have seizures more than likely, and you want to be somewhere safe if that's happening to you, obviously, especially if you're alone. So, detox, it'd be your best bet if you are trying to get sober and you drink heavily every day. Now, if you're doing it at home, what is going to happen is it's going to take about 3 to 5 days to fully feel better. And I'll start with the physical side of it. The first day, you're going to be throwing up nonstop and having stomach problems. You're going to be shaking nonstop, and your whole body's going to hurt from this shaking. You're going to, I said sweating. You're going to be puking. You're going to be sore. You're going to just feel awful and not want to move. You don't want to get out of bed to get a glass of water, but yet you can't sleep because you're shaking and you're sweating. And you're also feeling a lot of anxiety. It causes anxiety as well. So the first day is not a good day. If muscle through that, then the second day you're going to be not puking, but then when you try to eat, your throat's going to hurt so bad that it's hard to do. You're still going to be shaking and you'll be sweating a little less. But for instance, I had to go to work one time after drinking for days on end, and I was shaking so bad that I had to literally use both hands to do my makeup to keep my hands straight because of the shaking. So it's pretty bad. And then around the third day, as the alcohol is finally kind of flushing out of your system, because alcohol stays in your system longer than what you think it does. So once the alcohol is flushed out of your system, you'll feel better. But because your body is so used to the alcohol, when you remove it, it's like your body needs it. So your body is literally going into shock because you don't have something that you're used to having. So that's why you get so incredibly sick. But it is not a long withdrawal, which is the one good thing about trying to get off alcohol, is that in about a week you will feel better. You just have to keep yourself, find a way to go to recovery in any form of whatever you helps you recover, like AA or a support system or a addictions doctor or a counselor or an addictions counselor, whatever it takes after you don't feel sick anymore. That's your best bet. Now, with drugs, they are a little bit different. And again, I'll start with the physical, but I'll explain it. You will begin, because it's in your system, you'll feel bad, but you will feel the worst after about 3 days when the drugs are out of your system. So once the hard drugs are out of your system, that's when you get the sickest. But you will feel similar to alcohol, where you're sweating, you're puking, you have stomach problems, you have restless leg syndrome. You actually get these little zaps where you're like this, and your body zaps and it hurts, and it can be in any part of your body, and it'll just zap like that, right? And it hurts. And you also get what I call little mini seizures, where you black out and you kind of shake, and you have to hold on to something to keep yourself steady because you're gonna fall to the floor. When I was going through it, I would sit down when I could feel it coming because I was used to it and I could feel it coming. So I would sit down so that I could just kind of for a minute and then it's over and you feel really weird after and then you're fine. But like I said, the first 3 days you feel kind of crappy, almost like you have the flu, and then once it's out of your system, it hits you like a ton of bricks. You feel so sick. You're throwing up. Like I said, restless leg syndrome, the zaps, the little mini seizures. You have no appetite. You cannot sleep. Your anxiety, again, is out of this world. But there's something that can actually help you through these withdrawals. So you can go to a methadone clinic, and I would not suggest taking methadone because methadone, I've taken it and I'm not going to lie, it makes you feel very high. So it's just adding to another addiction. So I would suggest, which I take, is suboxone. And suboxone, what it is it has peripherin in it. So it has a little bit of opiates and stuff in it. So it keeps you from getting sick. But it has naloxone and then another drug that is a beta blocker, and it keeps you from getting high. So if I took Suboxone and I went out and took 3 Percocets, I would not feel high off of those Percocets because of the beta blockers. So it's very life-saving in that way because you can't get high once you've taken it. And if you take drugs and then take it, you get really, really, really sick. It shoots you into immediate withdrawal, like right away, and then you're right back to the toilet. So, that's what withdrawals feel like. But like I said, I know there's such a stigma behind going to a methadone clinic, but once you walk through those doors, you don't have to be afraid of being sick anymore. And that's the mental aspect of addiction, is you don't want to be sick anymore. I had lost so much weight that I didn't feel good, and I was still on the Suboxone, and I had to lock myself in a room for 2 days, and I could hear the phone ring, and I knew that it was somebody that had something for me, and I felt comfort. Like, oh, I can feel better, I can take this, and I can answer the phone, and, I'll feel better. But I had to fight that so hard because you feel like crap when you're going through the withdrawals. Why, after a few days of feeling better and starting to get healthier again, why would I put myself back in that place? So I had to fight my mentality of knowing that I could feel better over sobriety. But I also went to the methadone clinic. You have to go every day to get your Suboxone at first. And I would go before they would even open because it would wear off and I would feel sick again. And I would be clawing at the door, just dying for them to let me in and give me my medicine. And then once I got my medicine, back to normal. It felt better. And it's just crazy, the difference. Like, I can't even explain it. You'd have to live it to understand how you're so sick and then you feel so much better. So that's why I am also talking about methadone clinics, and they do have a lot of support there. They have resources, they have addiction doctors, they have mental health, everything that you need to help support you on your journey to getting better, alongside the fact that they give you the Suboxone, which also keeps you from feeling sick, which is an addict's biggest fear, is feeling sick. They do not want to feel sick, but knowing that there's something out there that can help you, if you really are wanting to stop, that is the best way to do it. So that is just my little video about how withdrawals truly feel and how people feel when they're going through it, and their mentality as to why they keep using. So I thought I would come on and kind of explain a little bit of that, just to bring some understanding to people who've never been through withdrawals, and also to bring some attention to methadone clinics and how helpful they truly are. So thank you so much for listening.